Hello everyone, my name is Keith Ransons and I'm the Assistant Manager at Bertrand's Music in Mission Viejo, California. I'm coming to you today from my home to bring you some exercises to help you improve your trumpet playing. The first one we'll be going over is called long tones. Now you might be asking, what are long tones? Long tones are essentially sustaining notes to strengthen your embouchure. Your embouchure, meaning your mouth muscle, is like any other muscle in your body and it needs to be worked out to get stronger. Now, we're not just going to be holding these notes out for the sake of holding them out. We do have to focus on three elements. The first of which is tone. We want to make sure we're using consistent tone. This involves making sure there's no wavers in the sounds by supporting the sound with air. Now, my trumpet teacher once told me that you want to play your entire instrument, not just the mouthpiece. All right, so you keep that in mind when you're assigning the air per note. The next thing we're going to focus on is intonation. We want to make sure we're using consistent intonation, and we'll use a tuner to track that. And the last thing is rhythm. We want to make sure rhythm is always consistent and always accurate. We'll be using two tools today. One of them is the C major scale. As trumpet players, you want to make sure you know your C scale by the end of your first year of trumpet playing. It's a very basic scale, and it's a pretty easy one to learn and memorize as well. The next tool we'll be using is a tuner metronome. I use a TM40 from Korg. They don't make this anymore. They have improved it a couple times actually, so now they have a TM60, and it's a tool I recommend all musicians have. And if you're interested in having one, you can get one at bertrandsmusic.com or bmerentals.com for this product. So we're going to start with a shorter version of the long tone exercise. We're going to go with our C scale. We're going to play C to G and then back down to C again in whole notes. All right, what we want to pay attention to is making sure that the intonation is accurate, which will make this green light in the middle of your tuner light up when it's accurate. And then you also want to make sure you're playing each whole note to its intended value. This means that we are going to play all 4 beats to their full value, not clipping on 4. All right? And then we want to make sure that we are using consistent tone. Okay, let's give that a try. There you go. Now we're going to move on to playing the entire scale. Now it should be noted that the only time you don't play the note to its full value is when you need to take a breath. And you want to take that breath in between beat 4 and beat 1. All right, so now we're going to play the entire C scale. So we're going to be going from C up to the C in the staff and back down to the C under the staff. we go. Now, this is a very easy exercise, but it should be taken seriously each time you play, because if you do this every day, you'll be essentially the equivalent of doing, muscle training each day, and you'll have a really strong and really consistent tone in no time. All right? So make sure you're practicing, and make sure you tune in to our next video where we're going to be going over some flexibility in the form of some lip slurs. All right, thank you, and stay safe.